I'm meteorologist Taylor Canoost with your Local 5 Weather Lab. Most of us know what to do when you are at home and a tornado warning is issued for your area. But what about when you're traveling on the roads? What should you do in that situation? Well, it kind of varies depending on what specifically is going on. And I'm going to walk you through a few different scenarios and what the best option is for those times. So here's your first situation. You're traveling and a tornado warning is issued for your location. The easiest thing to do and the most obvious thing is to pull over and find the nearest shelter. This can be anything from a grocery store to a fast food restaurant. Maybe a small town has a local library that's open. Those are just a few options for you to find. But again, the safest place is just any shelter, any sturdy shelter that is not a mobile home. You want to be in a sturdy shelter and get there as quick as possible. Now, what if you're traveling and you can actually see the tornado a distance away from you? Take a second to figure out what direction the tornado is traveling, its path. And then what you're going to want to do is travel away from the tornado at a 90-degree angle. You're not going to want to try to outrun it directly opposite of the direction it's going. You're going to want to go at a 90-degree angle. That's your best chance to drive away from its path. Now, not all tornadoes move in a straight direction. Sometimes they curve one direction or another. So this is not exactly the easiest thing to do, but this is not a perfect situation. So just do what you can. And if the tornado is right on your heels approaching you, it is imminent. Unfortunately, there are not any good options at this point, but there are a couple of different things you can do to hopefully limit the amount of damage you experience. The first one is to stay in your vehicle, put your seatbelt on, and lower your head, duck below the level of the windows. That would prevent debris from striking you if your windows were to shatter, and that's one situation. The second scenario is getting out of your vehicle, getting far away from your car, and finding a ditch, lying low down in that ditch. And again, it's not a perfect situation, but those are two options if a tornado is approaching you within seconds. Those are just kind of your last second options at that point. Now, a few other things to keep in mind. Do not take shelter in a mobile home. I mentioned that earlier. In fact, it's probably safer to be in your vehicle than in a mobile home because those are more likely to tip over in those high winds. Do not take shelter under an overpass. This has been mentioned for years now, but the winds actually pick up in intensity, act like a wind tunnel under those overpasses, and can be focal points for debris to fly through. And again, do not try to outrun these tornadoes. Do not try to follow its path and run directly away from it. Sometimes tornadoes can travel at 50, 60, 70 miles per hour, making it difficult to outrun in your car. So those are just a few tips. If you do find yourself out on the roads during a tornado warning or a dangerous weather situation, hopefully you never have to experience that. But if you do, now you know what to do.